Breaking news out of the business world. OpenAI saying it's shutting down its
video generation app Sora.
This wasn't supposed to happen. A tool so powerful, it looked like the future of Hollywood. Shocked billion-dollar studios. And made the internet go crazy overnight. Just got completely shut down. Not upgraded. Not paused. Erased. And the real reason? It wasn't failure. It was something much bigger. And much more dangerous. The AI that scared Hollywood. When Sora launched in early 2024, it didn't feel like a normal AI release. It felt like a warning. You could type one sentence and get a full cinematic video. Not basic animation. We're talking about realistic lighting, accurate physics, camera movement, depth and motion that felt human-made. This wasn't just content creation. This was AI replacing production. Filmmakers immediately reacted. Studios started questioning their future. Because if one person with a laptop could generate movie-level scenes, what happens to billion-dollar film sets? Sora didn't just impress people. It made them uncomfortable. The hype hit its peak. Then came the explosion. Millions of users joined. Social media was flooded with AI-generated videos. Some were funny. Some were creative. Some were honestly shocking. At one point, Sora became one of the most talked about AI tools in the world. And then, something huge happened. A massive partnership deal worth around $1 billion was being built with Disney. That meant Marvel characters, Star Wars universes, iconic animated figures, all potentially powered by AI video. At that moment, it looked like OpenAI had already won the future of entertainment. But behind the scenes, everything was breaking. The problem no one saw. Here's what most people didn't understand. Sora wasn't just powerful. It was expensive. Extremely expensive. Because generating text is simple. AI just predicts the next word. But video? Video is a completely different beast. For every second of video, the system has to calculate lighting, shadows, motion, physics, frame-by-frame transitions. That's thousands of calculations every second. And that requires insane computing power. Which means one thing, massive cost. The $15 million PR day reality. This is where everything collapsed. At peak usage, Sora was costing OpenAI around $15 million every single day to run. Let that sink in. $15 million per day. That's over $5 billion a year. And the worst part? It wasn't making money. In fact, reports show the entire platform generated only around $2.1 million in total lifetime revenue. Think about that difference. Billions spent, millions earned. That's not a gap. That's a collapse. When success becomes a problem, here's the twist no one expected. Sora didn't fail because people ignored it. It failed because people used it too much. Millions of users were generating videos every day. Sounds like success, right? Wrong. Because every video cost real money. And most users weren't paying. They were creating. Memes. Short clips. Random viral content. Instead of becoming a professional tool, Sora became a global entertainment machine, a meme factory. And OpenAI was funding it. Every viral video, every funny clip, every trend was costing them money. The numbers that killed it. Let's break it down simply. A 10-second video cost around $1.30 to generate. Now multiply that by millions of users. Millions of videos per day. Suddenly, you're burning millions of dollars daily. And since most users weren't paying, there was no way to recover that cost. This created a brutal equation. The more popular Sora became, the more money OpenAI lost. That's the opposite of a healthy business. And that's not even the full picture. The system wasn't just expensive, it was scaling out of control. Every new user added more compute pressure instantly. Server demand kept doubling while revenue stayed flat. GPU clusters were running at near maximum capacity daily. Energy costs alone were becoming a hidden financial burden. Even efficiency improvements couldn't close the gap. At some point, growth itself became the problem. The Disney deal collapsed. Now here's where things get even more serious. That billion-dollar Disney deal? It didn't survive. It collapsed. Completely. And that changed everything. Because that deal wasn't just about money. It was about legitimacy. If Disney fully committed, AI video would become mainstream overnight. But once the deal fell apart, confidence dropped. Fast. Then the Disney partnership changed everything behind the scenes. It wasn't just a deal, it was validation for AI video. Hollywood saw it as the bridge into the future. But legal and copyright pressure started building fast. Concerns about character misuse became a major issue. Internal teams struggled with content control at scale, and suddenly, negotiations started slowing down. Until finally, the deal collapsed completely. The IPO pressure. At the same time, OpenAI is preparing for something massive, a potential public offering. And when a company prepares to go public, everything changes. Investors don't care about hype. They care about profit, stability, margins, and Sora was destroying all three. No serious investor wants to see a product burning $15 million a day. So OpenAI had two choices. Keep Sora alive and risk their financial future, or shut it down and protect the company. They chose survival. At the same time, pressure from investors was rising rapidly. A future IPO means every number becomes public scrutiny. Losses that were hidden in research suddenly matter. Wall Street does not forgive uncontrolled spending. Growth without profit becomes a serious liability. Every department had to justify its cost instantly. Even experimental projects were being evaluated harshly. And Sora became the easiest target to cut. The strategic shift. After shutting down Sora, OpenAI didn't slow down. They pivoted. Hard. They shifted focus to enterprise AI. Coding tools, automation systems, agent-based AI. Because these areas actually make money. Instead of chasing viral content, they started building tools businesses would pay for. That's a completely different game. Competitors played smarter. While OpenAI was burning money, other companies were playing it safe. They avoided expensive video models. Instead, they focused on text AI, coding, enterprise solutions, high-margin products, low cost, high profit. That's why many competitors didn't face the same problem. They didn't chase hype. They chased sustainability. The real limit, compute. Here's the deeper truth. AI isn't unlimited. It depends on hardware, servers, chips, energy. And video pushes all of that to the limit. There's only so much compute available. And it's expensive. So even if the technology is amazing, if it costs too much to run, it won't survive. Sora hit that limit. The future of AI video. Now the industry is changing. Instead of one tool doing everything, companies are becoming more focused. Some tools specialize in high-quality cinematic output, character consistency, fast viral content, each targeting a specific use case. Because trying to do everything is no longer sustainable. The harsh truth. This is the part most people don't want to hear. The best technology doesn't always win. The most profitable one does. Sora was incredible, revolutionary, ahead of its time, but none of that mattered. Because the economics didn't work. It cost more to run than it could ever earn. And that's a death sentence. What this means for you. So what does this mean for the future? AI isn't slowing down, but it is changing. Companies are becoming smarter, more focused, more strategic. Instead of building flashy tools, they're building profitable ones. And that means less hype, more control, more real-world value. So here's the question. If something as powerful as Sora can disappear overnight, what does that say about the future of AI? Is innovation slowing down? Or are companies finally choosing profit over hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of what's really happening in AI, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next shift, it's already happening.